Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one comes from Call Me Rain. Am I wrong for not wanting to pay toll fees for a trip I was invited to? My boyfriend and I were invited last minute to a trip that requires a drive to a different state. It was a 2-day trip, and there were 7 of us in total. So without my boyfriend and I, there would have been 5 people who could all fit in the car. The person who invited me is a friend that I was slowly becoming close with. She insisted I come as a replacement for her now ex. I wonder why they're now the ex. She offered to use her Tesla to drive us since we can't all fit in one car. We went over the cost prior to the trip, and she told me she would need help paying with supercharging her Tesla, and she estimated it would be around $50, to which I agreed. Things to note: we, boyfriend and I, were supposed to meet her at a train station, but she decided to pick us up from home. She came to us with low battery, so we had to charge immediately before leaving. We charged again, and in the middle of the trip, we had the final charge. We had filled her battery completely, and she dropped us at the station from home with mostly a full battery left. Oh, so she got a charge off for you. She came empty, got a charge, and she made sure to drop you off at the train station when she had a full charge. It was $25 to get back home from train. She also drove to places without us, and everywhere we wanted together, as a group decision, and it was never boyfriend and I demanding her to take us somewhere. After it ended, I asked her what I owed her, and she said that the charging was around 60, and the tolls were 20. I said I'd pay for the charge, but not for the toll because $80 is a lot for me, on top of all the cost for the trip. But also because her travel fees are technically zero if I pay for all of it. Very, very true, OP. If my boyfriend and I didn't come, she'd still have to pay for gas for the car she would ride in, which we calculated was around $20 to $30. So I thought it was fair for her to contribute a bit to her own travel. Yeah, she's traveling too. By the way, she never showed me how much the tolls were. She just stated that it was 20, but if I said it was over 20, I'd cover the difference. To all this, her rebuttals were, in short, you owe me the whole amount because I wouldn't have used my car if you didn't come. Well, you invited them, you dunce. I drove for you and risked getting into an accident. That doesn't matter. You always get into it. You can always take that risk as soon as you get behind the wheel of a car. I don't know how that factors into anything. That insurance would not cover and used mileage. How does insurance not cover the accident? Is she not insured? What's going on with her? I was basically your Uber driver because you fell asleep in the car. Okay, how does that make it an Uber? It's not an Uber. And again, she invited you. Read manga and turned the music down once. I'm the most broke person here, and you're choosing $20 over our friendship? I would have told her, yeah. You owe me the full amount for the labor of driving. Labor of driving? Piss off. She could have switched out any time with any of you. I contributed in ways other than driving, like planning parts of the trip or talking to a group members. My response was that she shouldn't have invited me if driving was going to be a problem for her, and that it was her idea and insistence that brought me and boyfriend along for the trip. I also said that broke people don't initiate expensive vacations, but I was being snarky there. And while I agree that the labor of driving is tough, it's not like I was taking the ride for free. I still paid for all the charge. Yeah, you paid for all her gas. I'm really starting to think that she's not your friend, OP, and she just brought you along for basically a free trip if you're paying for all of her gas charge, whatever, you know what I mean, the gas equivalent for an electric car. Plus, she agreed to it, knowing that's what we expected to do. She didn't tell me that I had to pay for the tolls or her labor until we were back home. Yeah, that's not fair. Nobody expects for, to pay for anyone driving, you know what I mean? Plus, couldn't she have not taken the toll roads? I'm pretty sure that was just another way to use you to have a better drive. I ended up paying the extra $20 in the end because I was sick of the back and forth. You know what? It sucks having to give that money when you feel like you shouldn't have to, because I don't think you should. But honestly, it's worth $20 to just make her go away and never deal with her again. Because I think she used you to just get a free trip out of you guys. And she was getting really toxic and accusing me of other terrible things I apparently did while on the trip. So this post isn't about trying to fix things with her. I just want to know if I was the beehole for not wanting to pay $20. There's other info I can add if it seems necessary to the context. No more info needed for me. No, you are not the beehole. This isn't what you agreed to. You said you would help her with the charging. I think you should have just paid half of the bloody charges, right? Or like one in, one out. I don't know. But because she's driving too, you know what I mean? If you didn't go, she would have to figure out paying for those charges. I really think she just used you guys for money and took advantage of you guys like that. And I don't think you should have had to pay the toll road. And the other advice I was going to give you is to end the friendship with her, but it sounds like you already did that. So, yeah, you're not in the wrong. She was definitely just trying to get a free trip out of you guys. And our next one comes from Main Cod 8000. Am I in the wrong for not treating my former friend as well as my boyfriend? Was I breaking the girl code? My friend, Angela, a 24-year-old female, and I, a 23-year-old female, had been best friends since we met in college. Over the years, I felt like our friendship has been a bit more one-sided on my part, but I'm not sure if I'm seeing things objectively. I started dating my boyfriend a year ago. Some of my friends, like Angela, don't approve, while my other friends were ecstatic for me. I wonder why she doesn't approve. Angela has never met him, but said she didn't like him. Oh, okay, she seems like, a boat full of fun of this. Ugh. I didn't think he was a good fit. How do you know? He didn't meet you didn't she didn't meet him. But he does because he doesn't post on Instagram. Oh, I guess I'm a friggin' red flag because I have no social media. I see it as a waste of time. Which he thought was a red flag. Unless YouTube is social media. I guess that is, right? I guess I have a YouTube. That's it. I don't have any post either, but I occasionally upload stories of my arts and craft to share. Angela seemed pretty capricious when I started dating my boyfriend, changing from hot and cold instantly. I felt like I had to constantly reach out while she would ignore me, and all conversations had to be about her. Oh man, she sounds horrible, like a hardcore narcissist. She didn't like whenever I mentioned my boyfriend and said that I was ditching her for him. She was adamant about never meeting him too, even in a group setting, because she doesn't like being around couples. I wonder why she's not with someone. I didn't think I was ditching her, and I felt like nothing really changed, but I felt bad that she felt like I was ditching her for my boyfriend, so I decided to put more effort into our friendship. Oh, OP, I think she just wants to control you. But I ended up catering to whatever she wanted. It almost felt like I had to prove to her that she meant more to me than my boyfriend to make her happy. Things started to feel pretty one-sided on my part with Angela, and I was feeling frustrated. I felt like I was neglecting my boyfriend a bit in favor of Angela. He's been really supportive, where Angela hasn't. Like he's even driven 2 hours to see me, while Angela lives 15 minutes and has never made the effort. I decided to pull back from Angela and focus on people who make me happy. My other friends and my boyfriend. OP, that seems like the very wise and smart thing to do. But back to it. But Angela confronted me after she saw my Instagram story, where I took a picture of a card I made for my boyfriend. I was pretty happy with how it turned out. She asked me where hers was, and said that I never made her any cards. That's not true. I was pretty frustrated with the last part because she often said things like that, which made me feel unappreciated. So I told her that I was only making this card for my boyfriend. She went off on me and said things like, "You're a bad friend. You always treat your boyfriend better than me. When he breaks up with you, your friends are the ones who'll be there for you, yet you always ditch me for him and..." Okay, that last one kind of bugs me because she's not your friend, and then you have friends who will be there for you if things go south, but back to it. "You're breaking the girl code." So I ended our friendship when she went off on me because I was just so frustrated at this point. I was wondering if I was in the wrong in this situation because one of our mutuals reached out to me and told me that I was a bad friend to her. Okay, your mutual's a freaking idiot because she believed this person. Let's be honest. If she okay, they're mutuals, so they talk. So we know Angela was telling her a one-sided story that made her look like the victim while you look like the bad guy, and your friend believed it without listening to you. So that's not your friend either. Get rid of that person because that person's stupid. And let's get back to it. My other friends are split on this, where some think she's definitely in the wrong and jealous of me, while others say she's just missed me, and your girlfriend should come before your boyfriends. Okay, screw all those people too. Those aren't your friends. The one who said that you should prioritize them over your boyfriend. That's crabs in a bucket. They all sound like miserable people who don't have anyone, and they want you to be single too, so you can be miserable with them. You need to cut off all of that dead weight, because they're gonna keep trying to pull you back into the bucket, just like the crabs. OP, you're not in the wrong, and I'm glad you ended that friendship. End it with the other ones too, the mutuals and all that. All the people who think that crazy manipulative SOB is your friend and you should have, bent the knee to her. You shouldn't have. You did the right thing. You ended the friendship, and so yeah, not in the wrong. Get rid of all those people who are really stupid. And our final one comes from Natural Meat 4644. Am I in the wrong with hooking up with a lesbian as a straight man? I, a 20-year-old male, have a friend. 19-year-old female, Susie, is a lesbian, and she's extremely attractive. We both met at a party where I attempted to flirt with her, but she let me know she was a lesbian, and we ended up becoming friends. Afterwards, due to common interests, I've known her for almost a year now, and we've become quite close. To clarify, since she let me know she was a lesbian, I didn't try to flirt with her at all. Last week was my 20th birthday, and Susie suggested that I can hook up with her since she wanted to give me a good present, but was broke, and I know I find her super hot. I agreed. I was telling a mutual friend about this afterwards, and this friend said I was in the wrong for hooking up with a lesbian who, due to her orientation, wouldn't enjoy it at all. I don't think I am, because she's quite literally offered. No, OP, you're two consenting adults and she offered. And there you go. That's the end of it. Problem solved. I don't know what he's talking about. One little thing I'll go against you is don't tell people that, man. Don't be telling people you and her's business like that. It might send people sniffing around her. You don't want to cause that problem to her after she, did something really nice for you like that, especially if she's a lesbian. So, OP, no, you're not in the wrong. And like I said, two consenting adults. She offered, you took her up on the offer. Done. Yeah, not in the wrong, but stop blabbing to people, man. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me, and can you please do what I said in the beginning, and like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out, it helps it grow, and it helps to get more videos like this. Velvet out.